how many people you think in the world have made babies to your music? And what songs do you think?
Not enough. Not nearly enough yet. I'm telling you, there will be a generation in time where 300,000 kids in that 1 year are named Isaiah, because that will, it'll be that year.
Dude,
you feel
yeah.
me? But I don't think we're there yet.
You should take your baby making tracks, put them into a playlist, and call it Isaiah Mostafa.
Whoa. See, now we know what goes on the shirts, bro.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
Woo!
Get me fucked up.
Oh, that's nice.
Quickly.
Oh, that's nice. I get a lot of flack from my friends for just drinking straight whiskey with no ice or nothing like that.
I was really like, are you gonna put something else in there or something?
Oh, yeah. I forget.
It's
yeah.
cool.
Do you want me to put some water in there?
I'm here for it, bro. We raw dogging the fucking whiskey. Let's do it.
Wow, raw dog and whiskey. The term raw dog is so applicable in so many situations. It's so crazy how often it's thrown around.
Yeah, we never cook cat. We just raw dog.
Dude, cook cat. I mean, my family.
I kind of felt something coming when I said that.
You said it, and then you looked at me and you were like, oh, something
don't say it.
makes too much sense. No, I'm glad you said it. I didn't mean like that. It's a Freudian slip, bro.
Whoa.
Dude, you're an interesting guy.
So are you, man. This is cool.
This is dope. This is what's so cool about this is that I've been hearing your voice in my ears for the past few months. That is just nuts to put the face and personality to the music.
That's fucking crazy to me, bro.
Yeah.
But let me let it not be crazy, because same. High key.
Wow.
Your face has been all up in my face, bro.
Wow.
And then when you hit me up, I was like, what?
Yup.
This dude's hella cool.
Oh, dude, I knew for sure that this was going to happen. It was like just a matter of time.
Right.
I was just like, okay, I got some days open this week, or like, who do I really want on? And I was like, oh, I got to reach out.
It worked out in perfect fucking time, bro. It really was perfect time.
Dude, you're quality. Right off the bat, bro.
Oh, man.
I'm predicting it already. Your song with Frack, Just Today, is probably going to be on like one of my top songs when Spotify Wrapped happens.
That's fire.
Just today.
Shout out Frack, man.
Shout out to Frack. Shout out to you, man, because...
And Harry, made by Harry.
Oh, dude, and made by Harry. That song specifically, and with you specifically, I've done this thing, like I say, my life is such a blessing because I get to just do research on these dope artists in preparation for this thing. And when I do that, I slap music in the lab that I work at for my 9 to 5.
Fire.
And I think with you and playing your music has been the most times a coworker has asked, yo, who is this and what song is this?
Shout out the coworker.
Oh, dude, and I smile. It's like specifically this girl named Corinne, and I smile back at her, and I'm like, this is the same person that you asked about last week. And she's like, what? Dude, so...
Put me on to Corinne, bro.
Dude, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if she was feeling a little bit of some song, you know? Dude, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, man.
Isaiah Mostafa.
Yes, sir, bro. The carpet is soft. I feel good, man.
Man, yeah, when people tell me my carpet is soft, I don't know if they're hitting on me, if they're actually telling me my carpet is soft.
Yeah, I mean, probably a little bit of both. Definitely. We'll see where there's whiskey takes us.
Dude, no, you're definitely the type of guy that I want to get loosey-goosey with at the end of the night type of... Wow, that sounds hella weird.
Pause.
No, you just seem like real silly. You got real silly energies to you.
Yeah, I'm silly or whatever.
Yeah, dude. And on top of that, yeah, just extremely talented, man. So, yeah, it's so crazy because we talked about like how as our social circles get bigger, the world just feels smaller. We know just the same people, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's
That's
nuts, dude.
That
How's
really
the journey been?
I'm really enjoying it, man. Like, I'm really enjoying it. And I'm starting to get to this point where, like, I'm going to have haters. Like, I think that at a certain point, I felt like I damn near felt like everyone could like me if they saw me for who I was. And now I realize I don't even want that. Like, I don't want everybody to fuck with me, because if everybody fucks with me, that means I have people fucking with me for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't want that. Like, I feel like there's people who will act like they like you and really they have ulterior motives, or really they're talking shit behind your back, or you know what I mean? Like, just like that energy. And so like, I'm really loving the journey, although there's like, as growth happens, like so much, you know, kind of so much more comes into play, you know, like there's so much more that comes into play. Like I think about like all the biggest artists that we can think of, like giant artists, people want them dead. Like, and that's crazy.
That's how it is.
But that's true.
With success, you're going to get enemies.
Right. And like, if I don't experience, it has to be levels to it, right? You don't just go from like, everyone in your community loves you to like, motherfuckers want to kill you. Like, it's like, okay, now this person who was really close to you turns out to be a douchebag. You know what I mean? And this person actually is doing that behind your back. And like, it's gotta, you kind of gotta level into it until you have this like tough enough skin to be like, nothing would go past me. Like I've seen it all kind of to a certain degree, you know, and you just kind of move accordingly, you know? And so I'm liking the journey, and like, I feel like certain things, it's kind of like when something crazy fucked up, your car gets broken into or something, you're like, all right, well, something dope is about to happen. Yeah. You know? Yeah. It's like, that's kind of how it feels. It's just like, all right, when I kind of am feeling a little bit more like backlash or hostility or, you know, some type of energy like that, I'm like, all right, well, that means I'm like on the right fucking path. You know?
Dude, it's like in a movie, when things are going way too well, you know something bad's about to happen. Yeah, but when something bad happens in the movie, you know this main character is gonna have their redemption,
right? Or someone's about to crack a joke. There's gonna be some like comic relief or some shit. Exactly. You know, someone's gonna be like,
and that's what life is like sometimes too. And you were telling me the difference between the Bay Area and Brooklyn is that here in the Bay Area, as supportive as we are, sometimes like we were talking about like it's easy to give the standing ovation to anyone. But in New York, on the East Coast, it's more cutthroat. It's more straight to the point.
And it's not even like to anyone, but it's people who are like for the people. Like people who are just community oriented. You know, I feel like people who are community oriented get that pass, even if their art or what they're pushing in that moment is damn near mediocre. You know, like we'll give that pass, and we're more quick to just be like, great job. Kind of like a little bit on some yes man vibes, you know what I mean? Or yes person vibes. But yeah, I like being more intentional about like, I like that, I don't like that, you know? And
there's respect with that. That means that I talked about this before, but I grew up with a circle of very talented musicians, my closest homies. And with them being talented musicians and me being a singer, I will take their criticisms higher than I would take like your common person, right? It's easy for someone that I just met or some nice person to just be like, yo, Christian, you got a nice voice. That sounded really nice. Right. But I'm going to take it more to heart and more constructively when my closest homie says, hey, Christian, you got to work on that falsetto.
Bro, that's fucking crazy that you say that, because I've been having this conversation. Like, honestly, like, I think that, it's the difference in showing you a song every week and you're like, wow, this song is amazing every time. You just tell me it's amazing every time. As opposed to if I show you a song every week and every week you're like, what if you did this? I think you could do this better. And then if I show you that same person, that song, one week and you're like, this is incredible, right? It's going to hit me different than if you told me it was fucking amazing every time, you know, because I'm like, I know that they're not just saying that, you know, because every week they have something shit to say, you know?
Yeah. Their compliments hold more weight, dude.
Right.
It's, and with you, do you take constructive criticism well? Like, how does your ego attach to it?
It depends on who's telling it. You know what I mean? But like, I have my appointed people. But like, ultimately, like, I think naturally my ego probably is like, if someone says something that I don't really like trust their opinion, but honestly, most of the time they're not gonna be there in that moment anyway. If I don't really trust their like perspective, I'm not going to be like, I might like listen to it, but not necessarily like move off of it. But ultimately, I think that I want to grow. You know what I mean? I really want to grow, and I know that I'm not perfect at all. And I know that I'm like figuring this shit out. So if someone says something and it like hits me, like I'm going to definitely, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to at least try it. You know, I'm going to at least try it and be like, nah, that wasn't it. Or I'm going to be like, wow, thanks. Like, that was actually a really good idea.
To navigate in this industry as gracefully as you're doing and in a quality fashion, how much of it do you attach your emotions to, and how much of it do you attach realism or just taking it to the chin and moving on? You know, with a craft like music, man.
I feel like my emotions are mostly in play in like I'm trying to take my emotions out of it, bro, to a certain degree. Like, I think that I move with my emotions a lot, and like I don't know, it depends. Like, I was raised by my mom, my sisters, and and like, so I feel like I was around more of that like emotional approach to a lot of stuff. And now, but then I kind of was, because I was the main man, boy, whatever, just like masculine figure. Even when I was a little kid, I was kind of like that grounding kind of binder, between all of that energy, all that feminine energy. And so in that time, it felt more like, I held that masculine, but like as I continue, I really am face to face with how much feminine energy I really move with, you know what I mean? And how much emotion I base everything that I do off of. Yeah. But especially like because I'm doing like this series and I'm moving in the pace that I'm moving, it's like I can't be too attached to anything. Yeah. I have to let go, And so with that, it's just like, I mean, like if we're doing, I don't know, I'm kind of like giving it to God, you know? I'm just like, let's do this. I know that I'm supplying the goal, and then the universe kind of supplies the means from there. And of course I have my like ideas, but that's what helps with like working with people who I trust, and working with a team that just, I know that they care and that they like see what I'm doing and like feel it to the point where I don't have to really be like, I would do it like this. Oh no, what about if it's like, like there's not as much of that, like that tension. I'm just like, yeah, this is going to be fire. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to, we were talking downstairs about it a little bit. You got to manifest it.
Right.
You got to manifest it. I just had this Muay Thai fighter, Eddie Abasolo, on, and he was saying these words that he heard from Mike Tyson. He says, before you got to be the champion before you become the champion, because
you got to be him.
You got to be him.
Yes.
In this game, there's a healthy balance of confidence that we need to have with humility.
Right.
The humility is our relatability with like with everyone else that fucks with our music, right?
Right.
But the confidence is what's gonna make you take that confident stride to make that track that is a little different.
Right.
Like you got that house track that you did with Tofu Jack.
Tofu Jack, yes sir.
Slow dancing, right? And that is different than, let's say, One More Look or Peace and Quiet.
1000%.
And that kind of versatility, that's what's gonna make you fucking level up in this game, dude. You were. I listened to your interview with Ron on Around Our Hype, and you said that you're a genre slut. And I like that, dude.
That's
I fucking like that.
Oh shit! I haven't said that since then.
Dude, that's so crazy. You said someone else said that you were genre agnostic, and you were like, I don't really fuck with that. I fuck with genre slut.
Dude, thank you for bringing that back. Yeah, I'm a genre slut.
Dude, put that on a shirt, man.
Okay, I've been trying to figure out what to put on a shirt, so
it might be genre slut.
Genre slut.
Oh, you could sell that out.
Coming at you this summer.
Not genre monogamy.
For real.
Dude, John, yeah, man. I mean, and that could apply for everyone. How many times have you asked a person, a commoner, what kind of music do you listen to? And they say, I don't know, just like, I listen to everything. And like, all right, genre slut. Right there. Right, and it's not... It's nothing negative.
Right.
I think I'm a genre slut.
We not slut shaming nobody.
Hell
like,
no.
No shame with
you want to sleep
game?
with any type of music? Go ahead.
Straight.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. You're killing the game, bro. You're killing the game.
So are you, man. Thank you. I'm gonna take that. I'm working on just taking those and instead of directing it.
You don't take compliments super well?
No. I do. I think I do. But like I think I have this I think I've like in the mind of like right away someone's like, you're great, and I'm like, you're great,
immediately.
Rather than like, you're great, and I'm like, thank you so much. You too.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's a good
It's a different
balance right
thing.
there.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to dish back an insult. Like,
Right.
thank you very much.
It's not like hot potato, which is like, take that back. You know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
because
let me internalize that.
to pay a compliment, and it's interesting that we use the word pay and paying a compliment because that makes it sound transactional, right? That means you're going to give me a receipt, which is another compliment back. I don't think it's supposed to be that, dude. I mean, and I'm learning how to take compliments well, too. Because instead of me saying like, stop it.
Right.
I'm just like, thank you so much.
Well, and there's like, there's the other side of it too, where you're just like, like, yeah. You know? Like, where there's that like, actually fuck this fool. You know what I mean? Like you're so great, and they're like, yeah, yeah. You know, and you're just like, I shouldn't even fucking stroke their ego like that.
Yeah, they're just like, I know.
Yeah.
I know I'm great.
Hey.
Once again, it's like it's balance, bro. It's and from a singer that notices your vocals, that's what really attracts me to you, dude. Your voice can go from somewhere like your speaking voice in that register, but I'm sure you get complimented all the time on your falsetto and your mix.
Right. People be saying the falsetto.
That's because that's a tough thing for me to just have ready. I don't get my voice warmed up until maybe 8 p.m.
I gotta do better at warm-ups, bro. Because like even right now, if I'm like, what? You hear that shit, bro?
Oh, yeah.
My voice, I need to do like the vocal warm-ups and shit because I be doing shows. Like over the past few months, the shows that I've been doing after the show, my voice is gone.
Oh, shit.
Feeling like Lauryn Hill unplugged. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
dang,
I'm just like, which is great though. You know, she sounds, I feel it. I feel it. But like, I don't know if I'm in that point in my career where that's allowed.
I don't know. T-Pain says that he doesn't think he puts on a good performance if he doesn't lose his voice after the concert.
Whoa.
Which I'm like, I don't think it has to be like that.
That honestly makes me feel better, though, because he'd been in it.
Yeah.
And so he got to be like classically trained, which I know I'm not, you know? And so I'm going to take that.
I'm surprised. You strike me as someone that grew up. Obviously, you told me that your parents were both musicians and artists, but you strike me as someone that picked up every single instrument growing up.
That's fucking cool. That's so cool. Like the timeline where I was just doing all that is fire. Like I feel like that's more like, that's what I was telling you about my sister, Marika Sage. She was more that person. Picked up trumpet, guitar, you know, and my other sister, Khadijah, too. But like really, you know, picked up more shit. And yeah, that's a cool little timeline right there.
Yeah.
But no, it's not true.
I mean, you got me fooled. And
That's my favorite part. I feel like I just got some people fooled. They're just like, like even someone with the challenge or something, they were just like, yeah, like that's really, you got all the songs done. I'm like, no, no I don't.
You're working on it.
Yeah.
I like that you said you were talking about your 37-week challenge, and you were saying that this, and you've done it before, which is the crazy fucking thing. But you said that you are an experiment.
Right.
You are testing the human limitations when you heighten the stakes by setting these expectations and saying you're going to deliver.
Yes.
Because in this day and age, how often do we know people that often overpromise and underdeliver? But you're promising and you're delivering, man. And with such quality too, dude.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
When I think of your music, I think layers. That's the word that I think of.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
It's where do you think a lot of it came from, dude? What are your earliest memories of music?
My earliest memories of music. My grandma, my whole life, has had like the one like solid spot to live. Like if we get evicted, if we have to move out, whatever, like we always kind of came back to her spot. Every first Sunday of the month for my whole entire life, she throws a jam at her house. And so it's just like, my grandma's like an old school hippie, you know, real like into the political activism, fucking folk, like just classic hippie shit. And yeah, so she'll have just like her whole house, backyard filled with 50 to 100 musicians, and they'll just be in circles going around, and everybody will be playing songs, different trippy ass instruments. There was always a dude playing like a saw. He had like a literal like a saw. You ever seen that?
What?
Yeah, it's like a bucket, like a, I don't know, like a big bucket with a saw, like an actual just hand saw. But then he like bends it and then fucking plays it. It's just hella
I feel
weird.
like I see
You know
that
what
in
I'm talking about? And it makes like a
cartoons.
like a trippy ass sound.
You grew up with that? That's some of your earliest memories of music?
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
insane.
And then my mom's singing all around the house. My mom's singing hella like Afro Man and Erykah Badu and just like
Your mom singing Afro Man?
Yeah, definitely.
Colt 45 and 2
1,000%.
zigzag. Yeah.
Baby, that's all we need. Yeah,
Oh, studio ready.
She was always doing the thing, and my mom was always singing a lot. And so that definitely a thing. And then yeah, like later on when my pops kind of came around, showing me, you know, what he was like, the more like the funk, the Zapp and Roger, the funkadelic, the like NWA, more just like the like old school shit. That was fire.
I can tell that you live and breathe it.
Mm.
You definitely come across as the type of guy that if we were to cross paths on the street, I'd be like, that guy. That guy sings.
That's fire.
That guy probably plays the harp.
That's dope. My grandma got a harp. It's cool that you say that. It's cool that you say that because I've been going to like open mics in Brooklyn, and I think that because of how I talk, I guess, people think I'm gonna get up there and like rap, you know? Which is like, I do that too. But like most of the time, at least if it's like a first time, especially like knowing how I like present in this world, like I know I'm Egyptian or whatever, but like I present as like a white dude a lot in this world. And so like knowing that I'm about to just like pull up as the white rapper dude is like not always where I'm trying to come in as, you know what I mean? And not always where I'm like feeling, you know what I mean? A lot of the time where I'm feeling is like way more like I want to sing together, you know what I mean? And kind of like that's even more of like, because like rapping a lot of the time is like listen to me, right?
Yeah.
But like singing a lot of the time is like let's do this together, you know? You know? And so like I love kind of starting it on that tip and then being like, oh yeah, like oh shit, he got bars too, you know what I mean? And so like I've definitely had people be like, I thought you was gonna get up there and start rapping, you know? And
that's so cool.
I like that.
Because
like
when I enter spaces, I think people usually think this guy's gonna check my books. This guy's gonna calculate something for me.
Yeah, this guy's at the door like checking fucking IDs and shit.
Yeah, I don't give off that. Sometimes I give off that creative vibe, but not to the level that I see you, and it's obvious that you're doing something creative. Man, I mean, like, because I don't have the confidence to pull off the hat that you're wearing right now.
That's so fucking funny,
That's
bro.
nuts.
I used to make these hats, bro.
What do you mean you used to make
So
them?
my grandma's friend invented these hats. Old hippie dude from back in the day.
What?
His fucking factory for these hats is across the street from my grandma's house in Berkeley. And yeah, for years, I just made these hats for him. Like he invented these hats like back, you know, these hats been around for a while.
Yeah.
He invented them back in the day and really just been getting around with them to the point where he has his like clientele. Like he sells them to Google and like even like this is 49ers, right? Like these are all for the people and they buy those hats. And so yeah, he would just pay me to make these hats every month straight out of
That's so
South
cool.
Berkeley, baby.
I haven't
Interstellar
seen
Propeller.
that in a long time.
This is some vintage shit right here.
Yeah.
This is a cutty ass.
You should
a
have
cutty-ass
that.
one.
Should be your merch, man. It says genre slut.
Dude,
And then
that would
they'll
be
have
fire.
that.
I've honestly thought of that. Like having the propellers. Cause yeah. It's like I'm so many things that sometimes it's hard for me to figure out exactly like what to narrow in on, what to hone in on, you know? Because it's like I'm like I'll be singing or I'll be rapping or I'll be like, girl, you know, or I'll be like just fucking like on some more humorous shit or something sometimes. Like it really depends. And so this naturally just feels more like
Dude, it is
You
a
know?
conversation. I mean, you are just a whole bunch of things, which makes you both. You got this crazy juxtaposition of being this open book, but since you are so many things, there's a mystery to you. You're an enigma, is what you are.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Little mystique on them.
Yeah, I mean, like, do you ever get shy? Are you a shy person at all?
Totally, bro. Totally.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, I have like a lot of imposter syndrome and like insecurity and stuff like that. And like I just push through it. You know what I mean? I just really push through it and yeah.
Oh,
like,
dude, I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in what environments do you thrive the most? Is it like at an event where you know everyone and so you're feeling comfortable?
That's a great question. I think that I think that it just depends on how the energy feels. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be people that I all know, but like if the energy feels like we're right here,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I just met you, right? But like, I do feel like right here with you, you know what I mean? So it's like, I naturally feel like myself, you know? But if we came in here and the energy was more just like, all right, we're doing this thing. And, hey, welcome. You know what I mean?
I love that that's my voice. It's nothing like that.
It would have been, right? And that's your alter ego. And
right when you leave, I switch to that.
yeah, for real. And so like, if it was that, then I'd be more like, I got this show coming up on May 7th. You know what I mean? Or some shit like that, which is just like not as full.
Nah, dude, I try to treat this like a conversation more so than an interview, even though I do have questions for you, dude. But like, once again, you're that person that I want to be loosey-goosey with at 2 a.m. type thing, you know? Ooh. If we had a TV show, it'd be Raw Dog and Cooked Cat.
Whoa. Yeah, that's kind of cool, though. That's kind of fire. That's kind of cool.
What's your writing process like, dude? Because on top of the layers and on top of the falsetto, you got some, like, lyrically.
For the most part, I don't write shit down.
Whoa.
For the most part, I don't write shit down. I usually write shit down after the fact, unless it's like a real like verse, you know? But for the most part, I just put the mic on. Like I usually start a beat and then I'm the type of producer that is like, I'm trying to stop making a beat as soon as possible so I can start like writing a song, you know? So I'll like get some nice drums and keys and, you know, like a nice little groove going.
Yeah.
And then I'll just turn the mic on and just start freestyling, you know? And certain times it's more like natural than others. And that's when I really know. I'm like, yeah, like this is that shit, you know? But yeah, for the most part, I'll just freestyle on the mic and kind of go bar for bar or like a couple bars for bars. And then, but there's certain songs where it's like, cause I do a lot of collaborations too. So if it's like someone else is writing and the beat is just playing, like I'm obviously not in the space where I'm just gonna like stop them from writing their verse and just start recording because like that feels inconsiderate. So I'll just like write my shit. You know what I mean? And just kind of be in my own little bubble and just write my shit. But
dude, that's what's cool about what you're doing as well is that not only is it a challenge for yourself to come out with something weekly, but it's providing constant opportunities for collaboration, dude.
Yeah.
And you're opening doors for people that are already fucking with your shit to be like, oh shit, I like Tofu Jack.
Right.
I like Marika Sage. I mean, let's go check out their music, you know?
Yes.
And
it's one of my favorite parts.
So cool, man. Like I wish I could do what you do on like, because I'm just like I said, I am a singer, but I'm like a karaoke guy. I only sing covers. I'm like super shy about like when I write.
People killing, people dying.
Oh, Black Eyed Peas.
I don't know why that's my karaoke song, but that's high key my karaoke song.
Dude, if you were to sing that song at a karaoke bar, the vibes would just be like brought down. People crying in the back.
Everybody knows it though, man.
Actually, no, I guess
What's wrong with the world, mama? People living like people would be into it, I feel like.
Dude, you could do every Black Eyed Peas song on your own. Cause you go already having met you in like 2 hours.
I'm just Fergie and Apple and
you go
Will.i.am.
Exactly. You're like the Nutty Professor, but music.
Fuck yes,
because Eddie Murphy could do
best compliment I ever got. Best compliment I ever got. I'm gonna change all my bios to the Nutty Professor of Music.
Dude, that'd be great. Everyone would understand it.
I'm doing it. It's gonna happen before this podcast even goes out.
Oh, dude,
like, that's why he says that.
I hear Isaiah doesn't collab with anyone. Why? Because he does it all on his own. Oh, dude, you're like, have you seen those videos of people will sing "Endless Love" or some sort of duet, and it's only half their face showing because it's like a profile shot. And so they'll sing Lionel Richie's part, and then they'll turn, and then the other side of their face is painted as like made up as a woman.
I've seen things like that. I haven't seen the Lionel Richie joint, but I've seen things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like you could do it. You got a lower register, just go into your falsetto when you got to sing like a girl.
Honestly, that sounds fun. That sounds fun.
A little challenge for yourself.
I should do a 4-bar, like a 4-bar where like I kind of dip there and then I dip here. That would be cool.
Whoa, that would be nuts, dude.
Yeah, you just inspired something. That's cool.
Do you have difficulty flipping into that register in live performance sometimes?
It just depends. Like it depends on if I recorded it like that or if I like recorded a low part and recorded a high part. Then it's more like in my mind they're different parts. Rather than like, ooh, I naturally have that little, you know, kind of like trail to it or something. But yeah, sometimes hitting that high note be a little like, whoa, hope they didn't catch that, you know?
What's your favorite thing to do? Let's say at gunpoint, they say like, hey, I know that you do. I know that you produce. I know that you rap. I know that you sing. If you had to choose one thing that is your favorite thing that produces the most dopamine, what is it?
Wow. I think it's like it's kicking it with my sister, Marika Sage, man.
Whoa.
It's in a lot of different ways, but I think that like being in the car with her, maybe we're freestyling or we're just driving or we're, you know, exploring something new. I think that is really, that feels like life, you know, like it feels like I know that I always want to feel those moments with her, and like through life, like I might have shit going on, she might have shit going on. The daily stresses and pressures of life that keep us from those moments are so real, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I feel those moments, I'm just like so filled up, you know? And like there's definitely like, of course, like there's the connections with like new people that feel great and feel good, but like to feel fully connected with someone who I love so much, who I know loves me so much, but sometimes shit just is so like everywhere to even really be present in that moment, you know, to really feel those moments is like, wow, like we're really right here, you know?
Yeah, dude. I get that. I mean, I think with that example, you're checking off so many boxes on this form that is all the creative buckets in life, right? It's kind of like not only is she your sister, but you know, she's your friend, and not only she's your sister and friend, she's someone that does music, this thing that you love and hold near and dear to your heart. So like when you're with that person, it feels productive in every single way possible, you know? We were talking downstairs that like sometimes I get the shadow of guilt that like when I'm editing my podcast or doing this podcast, as much as it brings joy into my life, it's time away from a loved one.
Right.
But when you're hanging out with your sister, with Marika, you are spending time with the loved one and spending and doing the thing that y'all love.
But I mean, also on another tip, like for the most part, like I live by myself and I live like out of the state for a good amount of the time, you know? And so like a lot of my time is me sacrificing that time with family and loved ones to get my dreams, you know, and get my goals. And like that is real, you know, but it's definitely like I feel like ultimately it's going to make me closer to them for some reason, you know. I feel like ultimately it's like I'm investing, you know, I'm investing in our relationship to be more like now we'll be able to go on a vacation together rather than just like be at grandma's house, you know, or something like that, you know.
It's so beautiful that you're chasing this. It's music is bigger than us. Music 100%. Is bigger than humans.
Yes.
It will exist. Your music will live beyond you for your children and your children's children to soak in. And the fact that it provides this opportunity so you can have the money to go on vacation and you are doing the thing, dude.
Right.
Like you are an artist at its truest form, I believe.
Thank you.
You're not just some dude that drops an EP, like, you know, listen to my music, go on Spotify, 2017.
Right.
It's, you got catalog for days because you love it, man. And it's something
that's
that
the key.
It's not even just a local joint. It doesn't feel like I'm playing like some local joint, you know? It feels like something that gets played everywhere.
Good.
And ever since you came onto my radar, I've been noticing that some people are throwing your songs onto their IG stories and whatnot, and it's an exist. And I have not even spoken to them about who you were or anything, and it just naturally exists.
Fire.
And how does that feel? The fact that like some people that you don't even know, a lot of people that you don't even know, they're just slapping like, you know, Cuddy Smooth Space or like or Part of Me, you know?
It feels like the love is getting where it's supposed to go, because ultimately I feel like that's what's supposed to happen. Like, this is not something that's supposed to just stay on some internal, like, exclusive, like, just us know. Like, it when people are listening to it and it's getting out there, or like I see somebody just writing the words or listening to it or something, it's like, yeah, like, okay, cool, because I know that I'm a channel, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm a vessel for this love and for these messages and for this wisdom to flow to, through, and from, you know? Like, it's more than just, it's more than like my ego and superficial, like, I'm gonna be this thing or something like that. So when people are hearing it and feeling it, it's like, I'm starting to really come to terms with, rather than like, wow, this is crazy, like, yes, like, I'm so grateful that you're getting what I get to get, you know? Because in those moments where these songs come through to me, like, obviously I'm feeling good. You know what I mean? Obviously I'm like, wow, like, just feeling like in my purpose, you know? Which is not a thing that you feel all the time, you know?
Dude.
Like, there's so much mundane, just like, so much of life is just like transit. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Getting from here to there and like cleaning up. You know?
I feel like 80% of my life is BART. Every single time I work, I feel like I'm on BART. I'm like, I'm just getting from here to there.
The wheel, bro.
Yeah, dude. And like when I do this podcast, that's like the feeling of getting off BART and getting that first whiff of fresh air. I'm just like, oh, finally, I'm here in Barcadero.
Yeah.
Or I'm trying to think of a nicer stop. But yeah, dude, and the fact that you're feeling purpose this often in life is amazing. Because think about all the times where people don't even feel like they feel purpose. They don't know what their purpose is. You know exactly what it is, dude.
I mean, I'm figuring it out. Like, I feel like I don't know exactly what it is, but like I'm making sure I'm putting myself in the position to discover myself and discover my purpose and discover what feels genuine and right and authentic to me, and where I really am like fully present, you know?
Dude.
And I think that's really that's the best I can do, you know? Dude. Because I feel, like I'm definitely figuring it out, and I have it maybe more figured out than other people, but I also have it less figured out than other people too, you know? And so I just want to keep shooting, you know, and keep doing the thing to get to where I feel like I'm supposed to, because ultimately where I feel like I'm supposed to get is honestly way below where I'm actually even supposed to get. So then I end up in places that I'm just like, whoa.
You're surprised you're even there.
This is crazy.
And I think that's the mindset to have. I've always lived my life with this mantra of low expectations but high hopes.
I like
you know?
That. Like
I'm shooting for the fucking stars, but I expect that I'm still going to be at ground level, right? Just to be realistic. Sometimes it's a little too far, and it's a little what do you call it?
Like cynical?
Cynical or self-deprecating, where I'm like, it's almost like Eeyore, just today's gonna fucking suck, but I hope it's gonna be great, so that when I find out that the day didn't suck, then I avoided the disappointment, and I'm like, today was okay.
Right.
But yeah, and I vibe with the texture you provide of being a guy that's still figuring it out. Who has it figured out, man?
I think that's. People got their formulas. You know, people definitely got their formulas, and people do have their like thing. Like, if you're making money and you know how to do it, you know what I mean, and technically you have it figured out, but like it's ever changing. You know, it's ever changing, and so. Yeah, people definitely got it like figured out, but figured out is only, it's like, what's the word? Fleeting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's the equation constantly kind of like subtly changes. And so you're going to have to like stay sharp.
Yeah,
you know?
dude.
That's why I like doing this series, is because like I'm forcing myself to stay sharp.
Dude, your sound, even though you're a genre slut, your sound has changed so much from what's the first available track on Spotify? Olivia Beck.
You went all the way back to Olivia Beck. That's crazy.
Olivia
bro.
Beck in 2019. You came out with I think when you first started off in 2020 with the challenge, there was Wings, right?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude. And so like it's crazy to hear how experimental you are, and it's the journey. It's because and then you also had this EP that was wildly different. You did it with it's called Miwis and Kangos. Yeah, dude. It's like
Shout out Coach, man.
Coach,
Yeah.
dude, and that's a completely different sound.
Totally.
And
That
jumping,
was like, we fucking with auto-tune now, okay? Like,
I was surprised to hear some auto tune, and I was
yeah.
like, "Oh shit, this
Yeah.
shit's like this is a bopper right
yeah,
now."
some poppy shit a little bit.
How do you think like you've grown since then? Because like someone could listen to Wings, and someone could listen to something like Peace and Quiet, and be like, "Oh, these are both great tracks individually," but you've definitely tracked your own growth since then. What is that?
Right. I think that I've just, there's so many different, for so long I didn't have my own songs. Like I was really just like collaborating with so many different people.
Yeah.
You know, to the point where it was like, oh, that's what I sound like when I do like an auto-tuney pop song. Oh, that's what I sound like when I do some boom bap. Oh, that's what I sound like when I do this. You know what I mean? And like, okay, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that, I could do that. And those were all kind of like those little like just where I found out that those parts of myself, you know, where I was introduced to those parts of myself, like the introductions. And I feel like now with like, like songs like Peace and Quiet, I'm just honing in. Well, this is kind of a deja vu right now. I'm honing in on what, like, I feel like more is like me all the way rather than like, what happens if I do this? What happens if I do this? You know, it's more just like, this is like where I'm at, you know, and I'm not questioning it. I'm just like going with it, you know? And I think me producing it by myself helps that, because like it's not someone playing a beat and then me just being like, oh, this sounds like this kind of song. Yeah. Let me approach it from that space, you know? It's more just like I start something and then I'm like, okay, I feel what's happening, you know? Yeah. I feel what's happening. Let me not even let me anything. I just kind of start, you know, singing or some shit.
I really like that about you, is that you feel hard.
Oh, I'm a feeler.
Yeah. And it's so important to have that with music and your sound, because some people are just real technical about it, and it stunts their growth. It stunts their exploration for sound, because, you know, we were talking about theoretical training in music downstairs, but to a certain extent, that's great. That's a great fucking tool. But I feel like it could pacify some artists. Be like, well, there's only like 4 chords in this song with a 2-chord bridge. Like, why are we gonna do that? But then, if you think about some of some really good songs, they're all 4 chords with like 2.
None of my shit is fucking wild. Like that's one thing that like I want more of. Like I want like key change, boop, you know what I mean? And like the modulation, like I want those things more, but like, yeah, ultimately I really just, my shit is mad fucking simple. Like I put it mostly on me as the vocalist to like change the song up rather than like the chords and the, you know, but I think as I keep going and keep working with more musicians, those things will naturally happen. And I'm not trying to like really, whenever I try to get too technical, it's just like, this is cool, but where do I even fit in? You know?
Dude. But it seems like you fit in everywhere. Like, it's so cool because your voice is the voice that I want. Like, if I could choose to change my voice, I'm happy with my voice. It's cool. I'm happy with it. But like, your voice is, you could place it in so many different types of music, you know, which allows you to play, and you could play so much. What's on your bucket list? You've conquered so much. What else is left, man?
I want to headline an international tour. I'm going to headline an international tour.
There definitely.
You go. I gotta sell out the Greek Theater, the Fox Theater, the Continental Club. I just opened at the New Parish, and that was like, whoa. But like, I need to headline the New Parish. You know, like there's a lot of that stuff. I need to do a tour and like do some really big shows in Egypt, like where my father's from. Like I need to be there and be accepted by my people in a certain way, you know? And I need to get my mom a house, you know? She's just been so, you know, doing the most for us forever, but at to a fault for herself, you know what I mean, to a certain degree, you know. Yeah, and I need to make like timeless albums and just stay so grounded in my purpose, you know, and do what just feels like, just keep follow my heart really, and like, yeah, not second guess this shit, and know my worth when I'm in rooms with people who know theirs, you know.
Yeah. In Egyptian culture, what's music like? What's the pursuit of music? How is that viewed?
I mean, I was raised more by my mom, who's like a white lady, great lady. So like I don't know all the like customs and traditions as much, but it's definitely not. I mean, like everyone loves art to a degree, you know what I mean? It plays a role in all of our lives, but it's definitely not as much of like a, you know, like career kind of thing. I think it's always kind of looked at as like, what the fuck are you doing, until it starts to work, you know? Even in just like my upbringing, like people, like my family was definitely just like, okay, but like college, like what are you doing, you know? And I went to college for a week before I dropped out, you know?
Dude, at least you dropped out early, you
feel me? And I spent that FAFSA money on a keyboard and a microphone and just invested in what I felt was me, you know? And I think that was the best shit that I could have done, you know?
Oh, I respect it, man. Like, it's so crazy. I do work this 9 to 5, and I went to school for hella years for that degree, just to find out that what I'm doing right now and 90% of what I learned in college doesn't even fucking matter in what I'm doing.
Right.
And so you going to college for a week, dropping out, using that FAFSA money for things that that you're using every single day now is incredible.
Yes.
Man. When's the first time that you felt like, oh shit, this is working? This is working for me.
It's been a long time, bro. Honestly, it's been a long time. I think that just performing and being out, like being affirmed by my community for sure. I think that it probably started when I started going to youth radio in Oakland when I was like 16, you know, because that was like my pops, when he came into my life when I was like maybe in like first grade-ish, like he put me onto the program Reason, where he taught me how to make beats. And then he, you know, kind of went off and disappeared for a while until later when my mom had a boyfriend who used the same software and brought that back like 8th grade, you know? And so then I was like, I know this program. I've seen this before, and started doing that. And that got me into youth radio, which just kind of put me in the community. Now it wasn't just like me and my friends. It was like, no, there's like community in this, you know? And now it's like I'm in a room. I want to get to youth radio early, so before I have to like work and teach students how to make beats and stuff, I can like work on my own beats, you know? And that there's only one room to really do that with the speakers. And so then people are coming in like fucking Herb and Monty and all these just like legends in my mind at Wade 08, like all these legends at the time that are coming in there like, this shit's fire, you know? And now it's like different than just like me and like my mom's boyfriend or someone, you know, who's in my house who might just not want to hurt my feelings, so they're telling me it's dope or something. They're just like, this is hard, you know? That kind of like started pushing me more, and I think that definitely affirmed me and made me start feeling like, okay, like I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah. Once again, it's not the compliment from like a muggle. It's a compliment from esteemed musicians and producers, just straight up saying like, yo, you got it, kid, you know?
Right.
And you keep chasing that thing. That's so dope, dude.
Yeah.
Like I know what it feels like, the nerves before getting on stage and doing what you love and kind of like blacking out the flow state. Does that still feel like that? Like when you live performing, like right before, you're just like, oh fuck, it's gonna happen.
I kind of like want that more. Like I feel like I'm so like present, you know, and like maybe I could be a little bit like, you know, more backed up from it. But like I feel like I want to think a little bit less about the moment, and just be more in it. But
what are you thinking about in that moment? Are you thinking like, are you overthinking?
sometimes, yeah. Or I'm like, I could even feel on like the show that I did at the New Parish. Like there was this moment where I felt my body and my mind sing the song in a certain way, where I was just so like in the music, and I was very disconnected from humans, and I was very disconnected to like how I was fitting into all the pockets, you know?
Interesting.
And that right there is that shit, you know? And I want to pretty much be there the whole time.
Dude, I want to live in that.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
a drug, man.
Yeah,
it truly is a drug. Like
absolutely.
when your voice feels as loose, like when it's just, you know, the difference between waking up and it's gravelly and you got to talk for a few hours before it hits that pocket.
Right.
And then when you're actually performing and the feeling of singing your song or singing a song and it's just flowing like that, I want to live in that forever. That shit's better than weed. That shit's better than alcohol.
Yeah.
That shit is better than
I knew he was going to say it.
I'm trying to think about sex real
He
quick.
says,
Trying to think about it's as good, if not better than sex. Yeah, I mean, it's I would say. I mean, it's. Do you get nervous beforehand still?
yeah, I mean, like maybe a little bit, but like ultimately, I'm like, this is what we're doing. You know, like this is what's going on. You know, I think that maybe I get nervous that like something's gonna fuck up or something, but like I don't. It's not like I feel like I don't know how to navigate that. Like if something were to just go crazy wrong, like I have thoughts of like I have people who really don't fuck with me and have like crazy, you know, like spread rumors and all these things, right? And so like I kind of like picture them in the crowd, and like I picture these moments where they're like, that guy did this, like when everything is silent, and I'm just like, you know, and like part of me will be like knowing that I didn't do that, and like my brain will walk through the different scenarios where I'm like, no, I didn't, you know, and then walk through the scenario where I'm just like, fucking this guy, and then walk through the scenarios where I'm just like, keep singing, you know, and there's like so many different ways that I could go about reacting or not reacting to that situation. And so I think that my brain, even like my dreams are super intense. Like it's a lot of like death, attack, like kind of shit in my dreams.
What's a specific example of a dream that you've had recently?
I had this dream. So like flying is hard for me in my dreams. I think because I fly in real life.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, but like in my dreams, like there was this dream the other night. There was somebody who I haven't seen in years, and I was like, "What the fuck?" They were like in a car. I was like, "Yo, Max, like what?" And there was somebody else, and I haven't seen. And I was like, "Whoa!" And then someone else was there, and I was like, "This is my homie," and they were like, "Homie," and kind of like was insinuating that we weren't homies. And I was just like, we were. And they were looking at me like they wanted to fucking kill me.
Whoa.
And I was just like, okay. And they were trying to kill me. And then I tried to fly away, and it was just like fucking hella difficult. Like,
whoa.
Like, fuck. And then I had this other dream where this dude from my past was like he was trying to kill me too. He was trying to break into I lived in like my mom's spot, which is kind of like an attic kind of thing, or basement. And he was trying to get in. He was breaking windows, fucking all that shit. And then at a certain point, he was trying to get all my passwords, trying to get into my phone. And he like pulled up on my mom while she was asleep. And was like, hey, what's Isaiah's password again? Kind of vibe. And she was like half asleep, like, oh, like started to type it. And I walked in like, no, Mom, no. And she was like, wait, what the, get out of here. Like came to the realization of what was really going on, that she was getting duped. And yeah, I just be having a lot of like dreams like that. And when I brought it up to Tofu, he was like, it sounds like you feel like you're under attack. And subconsciously, I think that that's a thing, you know?
Whoa, you got paranoia. You got paranoia that you're under attack.
I guess so. But ultimately, I think I live a really like joyous, supported kind of experience on this like reality. And so I think that in my dreams is kind of like the other side of it.
Whoa, that's where that darkness comes out.
Yeah, like it has to come out somewhere. And so it's just like, all right, well,
It's in your dreams.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, because my dreams are dope sometimes.
I be having dope dreams too.
Yeah.
But
you seem like, on top of you being silly goofy, you seem like a smooth guy too. Is there truth to that?
I'm doing.
You like you said earlier, you were like, I got
Hey,
girl.
what's up, girl? I'm doing my best to like. I think that honestly, okay. The other day, I had to like. It was for some like commercial thing or something, and they like wanted pictures of me smiling, and I was like, I had so much trouble finding a picture of me smiling.
Whoa.
And I was like, what the fuck? I smile all the time. Like I am happy and shit. And then like, it was so tough, and so I realized that like, I be just like.
Oh, you do. You're doing blue steel all the time.
Yeah, Magnum, Ferrari, you feel me? And that shit is like, okay, but like we need the full picture.
Interesting.
So, yeah, yeah.
You don't have a lot of smiling Yeah, I guess. I mean, you know, the first picture I saw of you was like when you added me on IG. It was your cover art for the joint that you dropped on Valentine's Day, and it was
With
you
the
in the
kisses?
red. Yeah, with all the. How did that happen?
Honestly, that's fucking fire.
Did you
story.
guys hire someone and just, hey, put this lipstick on and just kiss him all over?
I didn't hire her. She just came through. She was plugged. But anyway, my mom showed me a picture, and I was really in the mindset of like, what do I want these covers to be? You know, I want them to be like, I want it to be something that you don't have to be like, that's Isaiah and that's his song. It's just like, what is this? This is different and cool, you know, and then it could lead you to like, oh, this is a song.
Yeah.
And my mom had showed me some picture that her like friend had posted on Facebook, and it was just her baby with hella kisses on it. And like the mom had just kissed the baby like that, and I was like, I want to do that with me for one of these covers. Like, that's fire. And so yeah, I went with that. And then
That shit was so cool. The contrast of the juxtaposition of you being so stoic and just being covered in kisses, which is a glorified thing. Obviously, this guy's a ladies' man, but he's not feeling an ounce of anything.
Right.
Is so dope.
And then it's called toxic trait. So it's kind of like my toxic trait is like romance in a certain way. And like, you know, and yeah, I like that. I like that one. I like the covers with concepts more, you know, than it's just like, that's a good picture, you know?
Yeah, like One More Look, I was really,
that was
I
trippy.
dig that one. As someone that used to be fat, the One More Look vibes with me so much, especially the cover arts you with an open fridge in front of you. That's just like, obviously it wasn't one more look for me. It was just multiple looks. But yeah, that shit's dope. And another one
Shout
that
out Reciprocity, Dan Moore. He does all my covers.
Oh, so
he's
good.
doing every single cover for the 37-week challenge. Yeah.
You started off with Grave Shift, which I vibe with because I work a grave shift, bro.
There you go.
And so, how's the chorus for that go? How's the hook?
I can't fucking take it. Working this grave shift. I need a change before I drift away. Can't take you nowhere. You always take it too far. I can't keep breaking your fall. Yeah.
Wow, that was so good. Wow. The amount of serotonin that just released in my body just from that moment, I can't imagine what it just felt, how good it felt to just sing
That
like
was the
that.
first song that I made when I got to New York.
Woo!
That was the first song that really like came out, and like it was like one of those like channel songs because I haven't worked a grave shift in a minute, you know, and so it was kind of like coming from this place of like different loved ones that are in these situations, you know, where I wasn't really coming from my own experience in that moment, but more coming from like this collective experience, you know, which was cool. I want to do that more.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, I vibed with that a lot, man, and like with that being your first song that you wrote when you were in Brooklyn, on that, like what are the differences that you notice within yourself from when you moved to Brooklyn up until now? Like how do you think you've grown or just kind of like explored differently?
I think I cared more what people thought about me, you know, and like New York, naturally people just kind of like are more in their own world and don't really like they're not like hyper focused on you. Like I think that I'm from the Bay, so when I walk around like Oakland, like I'm gonna run into people that I know, you know, guaranteed. And so what I present as and all that stuff and where and you know what I mean and feeling in that moment, it has like this certain effect because I'm probably going to run into people that I know. So they're probably going to base me off of what they're seeing and feeling in this moment. Out there, it's just like, these motherfuckers don't know me, and they're going to base me off whatever they're going to base me off no matter what, you know? And so it kind of pushes me to more just like give less of a fuck about how I'm perceived and give more of a fuck about just like how I feel, you know? And yeah. And so like, I think that within my music, I'm just kind of like, I'm just free, but like, I'm also like, I go to different events. And so like, I'm also like, oh, okay, I want something that would hit here. Like, you know, or like, okay, thinking about like a band. It's just like, there's so many different elements of music that I want to really like hit. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Can they tell that you're from the Bay? Yeah. Out there?
Yeah, everyone knows that I'm not from
What are some tells? What do you think are some obvious tells that you know about yourself? They're just
my accent.
Your accent. They call it an accent?
Yeah. People be like, no, I can tell because your accent. And I'm like, because like I think of New York as an accent, right? Peace, God, like, woo, coffee, fucking, right? Like,
yeah, Matt
all these
Damon.
certain things, you know?
Yeah.
But so I don't think of us having an accent. I think of us having a lack of an accent, if anything. And so when they say that, but it's like really like we're on some like surfer chill shit or something, you know, like more, we're just like, whoa.
Dude, we
like,
don't even
you know?
sound like that.
But it's more like that than like New York is more like, woof, this, woof, this, you know what I mean? It's a little more sharp. Or it's like Caribbean, but still sharp. You know what I mean? Like there's this sharpness to it, you know? Ours is more like, kind of like blurred, just like, you know, kind of like blended.
I mean, I know that people could identify us as people from the Bay depending on like what our vernacular is. Like obviously right when we say hella.
Right. And for sure. And
for sure.
God and all mamas and shit.
Shit like that, then there's just like, all right, this guy's from the Bay.
Right.
What's the lingo in like New York that they have? They say John a lot, right? Something like that.
No, John is Philly.
John is Philly. Okay. So what are some like some key words that someone from New York would say?
I think definitely what's good, peace, God.
What's good? Don't we say that here though?
Yeah, we say what's good. Or like when something's a dub, you know? When something's a dub.
Interesting.
Like one is like, hey, yo. You know what I mean?
Specifically in that.
Hey, yo. Like that's definitely like a, whoa, that's out of pocket.
Is that said for, okay, gotcha. Pause.
You feel me?
I mean, pause is here now.
Yeah, it's here now. But
I'm trying to.
That's more of a their thing.
Okay.
Shit, those are the things that stick out to me right away.
Do you like it? Are you digging it there?
Yeah. Oh, and like you're.
Okay. Yeah,
I feel like that's definitely kind of like more everywhere now too. But like your is definitely like a their thing too.
Okay.
You know?
So there's like a lot of crossover that like the Bay and New York has.
Yeah. It's a lot. People say hello over there too now. You know what I mean?
Who wins in a fight? BART or
the subway is way harder
or the
than BART,
subway,
bro.
dude. Oh,
the
man.
subway, bro. Did you know that you pay $50 or $90 to get everywhere? Out here, you pay per stop.
Dude, it's nuts.
Yeah,
it's
fucked up.
Nuts, man. I pulled out a BART card from years ago, and I had $8.60 on it, and that can only get me so far.
Yeah, it's fucked up. It's cool when you got those BART cards with the little thing, bro. Can I take a piss? Or is that fucked up?
No, go ahead and take a piss.
All right, I'm gonna be right back because I want to drink this alcohol. But I've been holding this pee for so long.
Go right on ahead. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but
boners.
You said
soup.
Boners?
Boner soup.
On the topic of boners, it kind of sucks that we can't hide it. A girl could hide when they're horny, but unless we got a textbook around,
or a micro penis.
Or a micro penis. I know. Lucky
number micro.
Guys
yep.
That have micro penises. Nah, dude. Yeah, the Subway, I think is what it was.
Oh yeah, Subway definitely beats BART, bro.
Oh,
Subway
man.
beats BART. Subway is so much fucking like BART, like obviously like shit goes down, but like
not as hard. Yeah, when I took the Subway.
What's your craziest BART story?
Craziest BART story. Honestly, nothing too crazy. I mean, like it's just that I keep missing BART. I keep missing my train, and like I'm just late to places.
Not crazy.
It's not my story, but my grandma. Before I was born, my dad lost my 85-year-old grandma on BART, and she had no cellular device because it was whatever day and age it was. She doesn't speak English, and so he lost her for hours because she didn't get off of BART in time, and he got off, and then
she just kept going.
She just kept going, got off on some random stop, and then my dad had to call every single station, and they were like, hey. They finally found a Rosario Baltazar, so they go to wherever they fucking said they found a Rosario Baltazar. Got there, it was a different Rosario Baltazar. What are the fucking chances? And they ended up finding her in like Richmond or some shit.
That's wild.
Yeah, and that's probably. I mean, and that has nothing to do with BART being bad or anything.
No.
But the subway. What's your craziest subway story?
My craziest subway story? I have way more crazy BART stories than subway stories at this point. But I was on the subway. Maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, and I was with my boy who's from New York. I would say his name, but lawsuit. Maybe I don't fucking know. I don't know how it works.
Okay.
But basically, we was faded. We was on our way back. It was probably like 3 a.m. or something back on the way from Manhattan to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And he had to pee. I had just dropped a piece of pizza on the ground and still ate it. Just on the New York streets.
You are...
I'm just out here 2 a.m, wanting this drunk pizza, got it, dropped the pizza on the ground. For half a second, I was like, soup.
Dude, you're cut from another cloth.
That shit is crazy to me still to this day. That I was just like, I'm fucking
your immune
eating.
system
I'm
is...
eating this pizza, yeah.
Once again, you leveled up that day because the cells in your body was just kind of like, we gotta fight this off.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's from that pizza. Yeah,
it's the pizza. It's the olives. But basically, he is peeing in the station. Right, we're down there. He's taking a piss, and I am drunk, sitting on the bench, and I turn around and I hear like, and I see from my level, I can see one step. I see these feet, okay. Feet walking down the steps. And I'm like, those look like the feet of a cop, right?
Ooh.
And they're getting, further down. They're being more and more revealed every step, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't see the top. It's just like, doom, and so once I started realizing like that's definitely a cop, I was like, yo, stop. Oh, fuck. I said it.
I can bleep it out.
It's okay. I'm like, and fucking, he's like, doesn't hear me at all. And I'm like, stop it. Coming. There they go. Like, I'm trying to like not say the thing, but say the thing.
Yeah.
She walks past me, walks directly up to him, gets him. And then we got to play it off like we don't know each other. Because I'm on probation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, he's a good dude. He's really a good dude. And she's like, do you know him? And then I'm like, nah. And then he's like, nah, I just met him outside the train station. We're just going the same way. And like, it was just this whole fucking thing. He gets a whole ticket for fucking indecent exposure. Yeah. And we gotta leave the train station, and it's just a crazy thing.
Dude, it's crazy because you can't. Have you ever tried stopping your piss like in the middle of it?
Yeah, that was me just now.
You stopped it in the middle?
No, I was just trying. I was just like, come on, man, we're in the middle of a podcast. What am I doing? And then I was just like, nah, man, let me just. Also, it's like a thing, like when I got a little bit of alcohol in my system, I think my body's just like.
Just lets it all out?
I don't even think it's supposed to. I think it's just like. Just get it all out.
Oh, so you're just pissing out more than actual urine.
I don't even know what's coming out at this point.
It's just all of your white blood cells.
Yeah, just all the shit I probably need. It's just gone now.
You should see a doctor, man, if that's what's happening. If you feel like if you've been pissing for over 2 minutes,
call.
That's nuts.
Some hookers. Yeah.
Wow, you have an interesting view on life. If that's the first thing you think of with that prompt.
Yep.
Yeah. You lived an interesting life, I would say.
I like it.
Yeah. You're kind of like you're a wild card to me. I don't know what you're gonna say. I could never expect that. Wow. And you posed like a college sorority girl right there. Oh my God, let's get like that.
Mm-hmm.
What I call woo girls. I'm gonna use that as a thumbnail for sure. Dude, after the 37-week challenge, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to Cabo or something?
No, I'm making an album. I'm making a fucking timeless album.
That have nothing to do with the 37 songs that came out in 2024.
Yep.
Okay, so like,
It's gonna come out in 2025.
are you already working on the album or still?
That is difficult for me. There's certain songs that I make, I'm like, this is album material, but then I'm also like, oh, well, I need a song for next week, you know? So I kind of just am like, I'm gonna put this on there, like, you know? Yeah.
Wow, a whole ass album, dude. And then live performances.
Because I've only put out one album. I put out EPs.
Yeah.
And I put out mad singles.
Because the album you put out was Lips, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's the one. Yeah.
And I put out North Star EP, which was like a really like, you know, solid body of work too. But yeah, I've put out a good probably like 80 singles or some shit like that, you know, by the end of this 37-week challenge, you know.
Who's someone that you want to collab with? And then you could just, let's say it was just like life is complete if you collab with this individual.
Life is complete.
Yeah.
Wow.
Or life will never be complete no matter who you collab with.
Sade.
Ah, Sade.
Yeah.
Wow. She's up there for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that would. Yeah.
Who are your top?
1000%. Top is hard. Favorites are hard. All those things are
Right
hard.
now, like who's just been in your roto lately?
Honestly, a bunch of like artists that like I don't even know who they are, low key, you know. But definitely like Always, Zapp and Roger, Earth, Wind and Fire, Sade,
Yeah, dude.
Mac Dre.
You know what?
Mac Mall, you know.
That Earth, Wind and Fire is just kind of what's the song? It goes like da da da. Oh, In the Stone. Da da da.
I don't know.
You don't know that song?
No.
I gotta play that for you afterwards, dude.
You definitely do.
Anyway, yeah, that I've been listening to a lot of
Sly
like.
and the Family Stone. You said it.
Oh, dude, yeah, you listen to a lot of like. 70s.
I listen to a lot of oldies. Yeah,
Same here.
a lot of oldies.
Same here. I grew up with a lot of my dad. I told you he was karaoke king, and I grew up with a lot of like doo-wop, a lot of like Frank Sinatra, a lot of
Fire.
Rat Pack, and a lot of Motown.
I've been listening to a lot of like Al Green and a lot of like
dude.
Bob and Gene and fucking shit like that. But then also like, bro, that first Black Eyed Peas album. Have you heard the first Black Eyed Peas album?
That's such a throwback. What are some of the tracks on that?
That's the joint. That's the jam. Turn that shit up. Play it again. And there's like that. Clap your hands now, people.
Yeah.
Clap your hands. Clap your hands now, people. Stomp your feet. That shit right there. Oh, bro.
What year was
and
that,
like,
dude?
Hello, this is Marvel Rhinestone. Like, there's just so many. I think it's like 98 or something. Like, that shit. I honestly got put onto that one more recently. And it's just, oh my God. So fucking
I
good.
love
Lucy
going-
Pearl. Fucking Raphael Sadiq. You know what I mean?
Dude. Oh, so you got a nice roto going on, my friend.
But also a lot of like Patrice Rushen. You feel me? Gap Band. You know?
Wow,
All
Gap
that, all
Band's
that
dope.
fucking electric slide shit. Like, I could listen to that shit forever. That's the shit that I start my day with.
If you were to plug and place yourself into any decade, and this is taking into consideration the fashion, the music, obviously, the culture, what would it be?
I think being like 20 in like, when I was a kid, it was always like 1967.
That specific year?
Yeah.
Why 1967?
I listened to Hell of the Doors when I was like middle school. And I think Jim Morrison, I think that's when like they really started their shit or something. And like that just felt like the peak of like this certain time period. But like also before that was really, because that's when like at 1967, by 1967, it was like MLK and Malcolm X was already like gone, you know? So like that was also kind of like the end of an era.
Yeah.
So I think like a little bit before that, and there's two. There's like probably like 1960, like 3, 4 being like 20, you know? That means like when I was like 17, 18, I was already starting to be like, oh, what? Wow, I'm starting to feel this.
Yeah.
But then also like late 70s. You know, late 70s, like Marvin Gaye is still here, Bob Marley's still here. You feel me? Like it's still, we're still in it, but we're after, like, we're in this, like, and like Huey P. Newton is still here. You know what I mean? Like, this is like, it's still going, but like shit has been obviously like tampered with and like infiltrated, and you know, but we're in it. You know,
it's crazy that like with plugging yourself into a certain decade, you can't just indulge in the art forms that existed, but like the politics that existed and the people, dude. Because I'd be like, oh man, I would fucking kill it if I was just thrown in a doo-wop group, you know? Man. But I'd be like, even though I would kill it in doo-wop, I would probably get killed for my skin tone too.
On God, bro, on God.
Like, just like, that brown boy sings good, but he sings a little too good, you know? Let's burn him at the stake.
We don't got room for that.
Nah, dude. Yeah, it's let's see, the disco era. I think I would have been so down for. I know it's a little cheesy to be
hair
like,
would have been feathery as fuck.
Your hair, oh, dude, you would have been perfect. I could imagine you with some bell bottoms and some sparkles. Oh, exactly, right there.
I can see it.
Yeah, man.
I can definitely see it.
You know, you look like someone that Quentin Tarantino would cast in a movie.
Come on, Quentin.
What you doing?
Stop being all racist and saying the N-word in every movie and put me in some shit, man. Come on.
That's such a crazy take, because he does. And even though it's used in context, he'll be like, I'll play the cameo that has to say the N-word 5 times.
Like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you didn't have to do that.
Well, this is why he cast Samuel L. Jackson, so that he could just cathartically put it on someone else that can say it.
But high-key call the, like, one of the, like, most idolized, like, just incredibly skilled and talented and revered black men.
Yeah.
That derogatory word. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, it just feels intentional.
Are you not a fan of Quentin Tarantino? Was that not a direct compliment?
I definitely am. Like, I like his movies. You know what I mean? But like, it's the same with like Tim Burton. Batman fucking Returns.
Yeah.
The Penguin.
Yeah.
Come on.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah, dude.
So good.
One of the best fucking movies ever to me.
That's
insane. But like that dude, Tim Burton, said that there's no room. He sees no room for black people in his universe. In his universe.
What
and
the
like
fuck?
that could be like his movie universe or his like universe. And like that's just like, okay, you know?
Yeah, that doesn't translate well.
So, and it just doesn't, it's just not well. It's just not it. So it's like, you know, but that's the same thing with like fucking R. Kelly. All these people, man.
I was
like,
gonna say,
you have to kind of sometimes separate the artist from the art, and like that's a thing.
To what extent? Because like I don't agree with anything that R. Kelly has done. But if I'm at a wedding and I hear
the remix to Ignition comes on.
No, I'm not trying to be rude, but baby girl, then you. I'm not gonna not do this.
And it's just like, man.
When he asked me to give him that toot, I'm gonna probably give it. You know, I'm gonna ask him to not pee on me.
He has too many people to give him the toot, man.
Oh, dude, maybe when he said "give me that beep beep," he actually meant "give me that pee pee."
Give me that. No, that Dave Chappelle did that. Give me that beep beep.
Oh, he already did that joke. Fuck. I'm unoriginal.
Try again.
Oh, you're not funny, Christian. We don't like your kind. You're funny, but not too funny. Damn, dude, that sucks. Nah, man, disco era would have been dope, man. I would like to music back in the day, because right now we can make bite-sized pieces of music. You got tracks that are 2 minutes,
47 seconds.
But back in the day, it'd be a 7-minute track.
I love that shit.
Or after 3 verses and 4 choruses, it'd be like, baby.
And key change and
I'm
talking.
So sorry that I did what I did.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make it up to you.
It happened to me out of all people.
Yeah. Let's just kiss and say goodbye.
But I'm a man. I know I am.
It's been a hard day at work, and I just want to cater to you. Yeah. Oh, dude, it'd be like, oh, man, the songs that they would come up with back in the day. You know, Me and Mrs. Jones, one of my tops.
Mrs. Yeah,
Jones.
the way that he says that shit is crazy.
And it's all about, that song's beautiful, and I wonder how many weddings that's played at, and it's about cheating.
Dude, you know the song Backdoor Man by Howlin' Wolf, but the Doors did it?
But it's about anal sex, right?
Well, I mean, no, I don't think so. But like it could totally
Sure.
be. It could totally be. But it's more like about like kind of cheating. Like this dude comes every time he's the man's at work, he comes through the back door.
Oh, dude, I guess I
But
never thought about the rest of the lyrics.
Definitely as a kid, I was like, this is about butt sex for sure.
Yeah. Or dun 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 boom boom. Next, too close by next. But don't. You're making it hard for me.
Yeah.
Did not know that was about grinding at all. Because I'm listening to that as like a third grader. I've never had booty cheeks on my prepubescent penis.
Grinding is one of the coolest things ever.
You know they don't
Pretty
grind
Ricky?
anymore?
Pretty Ricky?
Oh, you're talking about, I thought you meant the act of grinding.
Like, wait, what do you mean?
Like grinding at the club.
Like, you talking about like.
Yeah. I mean, not to the Chris Brown.
I'm talking Pretty Ricky grinding. Take your time with me.
Yeah.
Slow motion, maybe get away.
Question for you: How many people you think in the world have made babies to your music? And what songs do you
Not
think?
enough. Not nearly enough yet. I'm telling you, there will be a generation in time where 300,000 kids in that 1 year are named Isaiah because that will, it'll be that year.
Dude,
you feel
yeah.
me? But I don't think we're there yet. I think we're at a smooth 37 per capita per quarter.
That makes sense.
And I have not been one of them.
You should take your baby making tracks, put them into a playlist, and call it Isaiah Mostafa.
Whoa. See, now we know what goes on the shirts, bro.
Oh, dude, Isaiah Mostafa. And all these children are just like,
dude.
what's that mean?
Dude, I'm going to do that.
Wow.
1000%. I've been thinking about what playlists are going to be called especially because there's so many different like, oh, he raps, oh, he sings, oh, he does this thing, but he does that,
Yeah.
Like there's so many different ones. So Isaiah Mostafa is fucking.
Oh, dude, I'm glad
exactly
that I
what
was
goes
here
in
for the fruition of that.
You wasn't there for it. You get a cut.
Whoa, I'm going to get a cut of that. Mostafa. Man, yeah. I can't do anything cool with my last name like that. My last name is Baltazar, but my entire childhood people were just calling me Christian Baltaser.
Damn, bro.
Nuts.
That's intense.
I've never tased any balls ever, yeah. Can't imagine anyone that would.
You're electrifying though. Have you heard the song Baltimore by Nina Simone?
No, I've not. Nina Simone is dope though.
Dude, it's like a reggae song.
Oh.
Yeah, like the music is.
Nina Simone
reggae.
doing some reggae, really?
But she's doing her thing, but the music is super reggae. Like,
Interesting.
it's really fucking good, bro.
Dude, reggae is
Balthazar,
so cool.
Baltimore.
That's where it came from.
That's why I said it, yeah.
You're a word association type of guy, huh?
Go.
Oh, we're gonna do it?
I don't know.
A can.
Soda. Weed.
Backyard.
Higgins.
Higgins?
Backyardigans.
Oh, backyardigans.
Uniqua.
Uniqlo. Is that what you just said?
No, I said Uniqua because that was a
Okay.
character from Backyardigans. Uniqlo, Pharrell,
William.
Defoe.
Willem.
Willem?
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, whatever.
Do you thought his name's William Dafoe?
I don't fucking know.
Dang, you thought Green Goblin's name was William Dafoe?
Maybe.
Keep going. Was that a word? Is that gulp?
I thought it was on you.
Yeah, I appreciate you though. This won't be the last time. I had a great time. Before you get out of here, please look into the barrel of your camera. Tell the listeners what they have to look forward to, where they could find you on social media and all that stuff.
My name is Isaiah Mostafa. You can find me everywhere. Isaiah with the hair on all social media platforms and Isaiah Mostafa on all streaming platforms. That's me. I'm doing a 37-week challenge where I'm dropping a new song every Thursday for 37 weeks straight. And it's the best decision I could have possibly made. And if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would be here right now. So who knows where it could lead you if you do it, no matter what you do. It might just drive you home.
Hell yeah. Baddies listeners, thanks for listening to the podcast. If you guys are trying to find where to find me or where to find the podcast, you're already here. So you don't even have to try. One last thing, man, look into the barrel of the camera once again and leave the listeners with a word, a phrase, a saying, anything that they could go about their day with that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
You have to poop often and could sit on your couch having to take a shit and be like, I shouldn't have to get up off this couch and walk into that bathroom and take a shit and wipe my ass. And you're right. You don't have to. But it's going to hurt if you don't. And if you do, you might just do that thing that you really gotta do. How stubborn are you? How much are you in your own way and are just like trying to be comfortable rather than really just doing what you gotta do in order to feel, like you're doing the thing. Just take the shit and get up. The couch is still there.
Appreciate you, man. Until next time.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for coming on, man.
I'm faded.
Baddies, we love you. Peace. Booze.
Can't be that bad, oh.